This is all Paul Butler's race to win. Carl Handwerk pushing Paul Butler to the win. Oh, they're side by side coming to win.
Oh no! Oh no!
Anthony Kieswetter is your winner.
Legs are tied, these hands are broken. Alone I try, with words unspoken. Silent cry, a breath is frozen. With blinded eyes, I fear myself. It's burning down, it's burning high. When ashes fall, the legends rise. We burn it out, a mile wide. When ashes fall, the legends rise. Throat is dry, my vision's fading. I'm paralyzed and left here waiting, taking time. Just one step forward, won't lose my mind. I'm here to stay. It's burning down, it's burning high. When ashes fall, the legends rise. We burn it out, a mile wide. When ashes fall, the legends rise. Whoa. Do something about it or just stand there and bleed. It's burning down, it's burning high. When ashes fall, the legends rise. We burn it out, a mile wide. When ashes fall, the legends rise. Whoa. Legends rise.
I am Roland Johns. I am sim racing.
I'm Wes Fuller, driver of number 35, Stand Up to Cancer Forward. I am sim racing.
Hi, I'm Cameron Peterson. I am sim racing.
What's going on? It's Rob Biotti from 4i Racing, driver number 44 Toyota Camry, and I am sim racing.
Hello, I am Christopher Hamilton, and I am sim racing.
Hi, I'm Eric Andrews. I am sim racing.
We are sim racing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Core Premiere Series tonight. Hollywood goes to Vegas 65. We're taking these Pro Mazdas to Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and it's going to be a fun one tonight. 65 laps to go, possible a couple pit stops in there. Let's put up a little bit of the racing information so you guys can see what's out there. So once again, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Nice, decently warm day today. In the booth is going to be me, Randall Alvarez. But with us, before we get started, I have Carl Handwerk and Kevin Foster. And Carl, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm feeling a little safer since I got the win last week, so I can drive a little more free tonight. Can't say the same about Kevin, so I'm interested to see how scared Kevin is with this race tonight.
Yeah, we'll have to see how he does. I know he's doing his qualifying, so we'll let him do that before he chimes in. But what's up?
I'm done.
All right, Kevin, how you feeling?
Well, the number 8 car starting P8, so it's I guess that's a good luck here in Vegas.
Yeah, it's definitely good luck.
Yeah, it's good luck, and then just last race before the next round of the playoffs, so it's going to be interesting. And got a great group of guys here tonight for Vegas at the Pro Mazdas, and it's going to be interesting, to say the least.
I definitely agree, and honestly, what better to put on a show tonight for anyone that tunes in from iRacing Live Portal, hi guys, than putting a show on at Vegas. Couldn't be more correct, right?
It's not often that you see pack racing not on Daytona or Talladega, but you're going to see some pack racing tonight, so it'll be interesting seeing these Mazdas just all grouped up together where you make one wrong mistake, you make one wrong bump, and that's the end of your night. I mean, we do have one fast repair for everybody, so be able to get back out there, but it's going to be sketchy, especially for those guys that are on the playoff bubble.
I definitely hear you on that. Before we get started, though, I think we need to thank our sponsors for tonight for the series, being TechNet Professionals, Your Buying Machine, Southern Heart Creations, Mission Car Care, and also Joka Graphics. And then for our broadcast sponsors, Critical at Bass Lures, and Southern California's Nautilus Media Systems. Guys, thank you for coming in the booth. I honestly can't wait to see this race. When I saw Pro Mazdas on the list, especially at Vegas, I got really excited because
oh yes,
they're always really fun to drive, and it's going to be pack driving and small little cars like that are a blast.
And it was a long trip from Houston, Texas down to Las Vegas, but I had a full case of Swinner Day also riding shotgun to me, and we made the trip. So welcome everybody.
There you go. All right, out here tonight. I'll go ahead and put you guys up in the room so you guys can do your thing. Yep. But once again, thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Carl.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Enjoy the race.
Will do. All right. It's just me in the booth now. So let's talk about the guys out in the track. So we will be posting that right now. 1 second. Bloop. So lined up, it's going to be Matt Crockett. Looks like, wow, check that out. Matt Crockett snagging P1 away from those guys on qualifying. Matt Crockett looks like Dylan McDonald. It's Greg Thompson. Sorry. There's a couple Thompsons in there. So it's Greg or Tim. Greg Thompson up in front. We have Wes Fuller, Brandon Mettler, Michael Campbell, good to see him back out here. Saw him on Saturday for a fun Super Saturday race. And then looks like Dan Heisey out in the track is going to be rounding our 7. And then 8th is going to be Kevin. 9th is Carl Handwerk. 10th is Willie. Joshua Billiter in 11th. Brock Veras in 12th. 13th going to Terry Condas. 14th to Tim Thompson. Shout out to Tim for popping in for the Super Saturdays. 15th, Christopher Hamilton. Ooh, he's running back there. Paul Butler in 16th. 17th, Eric Andrews. And CJ Winslow bringing up in 18th. All right, let's go ahead and run through the field once again and show you guys these beautiful paint schemes that a lot of you guys put on and work out. All right, looks like Kevin Foster running in that Pennzoil paint scheme. We'll start off with Dylan McDonald running. Looks like he's sporting the Vegas. What's their hockey team? I forgot what the Vegas hockey team is called. If anyone out there is watching on YouTube, please post it. But it looks like he's running the Vegas hockey team logo there. Brock Veras has probably got something to say about that because he's an Oilers fan. We also have Dylan McDonald running the Monster Energy Drink number 38. And then in the number 8, Gregory Thompson running the nice blue to red fade. Then we have Wes Fuller in his number 35. Looks like he's running a possibly stamped a cancer on the side. Brandon Meller running in the number 15 BAM Racing Videos. Michael Campbell running in the number 55 Mazda. Let's go ahead and zoom out real fast. We'll get to these guys a little later as we get ready to pace around the track. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment in the race where everyone, please, well, I guess don't stand up, but this is pretty much a salute to everyone out there. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for any of our first responders, military personnel, anyone out there that has, fighting the good fight against everything we have to do in this crazy world and time. This is our way of saying thank you to you, and also to all the friends and family that tune in tonight. These guys wouldn't be out here without you guys supporting them, and we really appreciate it. These guys put in a lot of time. They race a lot of different cars, a lot of different tracks. If you're new to Core, every day or every weekend on Sunday is a new track and a new car. And some of these guys, it clicks with them, some of it doesn't. They have to put in as much time as possible between those dates, and they got to do what they got to do. But all these guys are very talented folks and getting ready to go. Looks like we are already paced out and getting ready for that green flag. Looks like we got to catch up to that pace car. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are green, green, green tonight up in front. Once again, Matt Crockett taking it away. Turn one already pushing for a little bit of a 3 wide there. As we drop back a bit, looks like Dylan McDonald falling back in line. Matt Crockett up in front. Gregory Thompson riding in right behind him. Looks like McDonald and Wes Fuller driving a line on the outside. Brandon Mettler running in the number 15 to his left. 3 wide around turn 3 and 4. Brandon Mettler dropping back, and it looks like, I think that's Willie Evernham running in the number 19, moving his way up there. Running in Ray Evernham's paint scheme. And look at that, a 3 wide for turn 1. These guys are definitely putting it on tonight. Willie Evernham, Dylan McDonald, and Matt Crockett. Dylan McDonald in a bad spot right now. He is all alone in the center, but he is sticking to... Oh, we have contact! A little bit of a tap there with Willie Evernham. Oh, Willie trying to drop back down, but looks like Carl Handwerk in his way. Carl Handwerk running in the number 18 core paint scheme, working his way up the field. Still holding a strong 3 wide. A little bit of a note for tonight's race. These guys were allowed to hit the dog leg or pretty much go across the white line for their qualify, but for the actual race, they have to stay out of the apron. So this is going to change their racing lines a little bit. They could have worked it to get a little bit of a faster line, and now they just got to run it out and see what they can do. Let's jump over to Joshua Billiter. Looks like he's in a good spot for a close-up camera for you guys. See those exhausts, the heat coming off that pipe right there. Joshua Billiter riding behind Gregory Thompson. Third back from the front. Looks like he's dropping down into the apron. Had to push himself out of there. Or he just forgot that you're not supposed to drive in the apron. That might end up being an EOL if it affects the game. Still a solid battle up in front. Dylan McDonald, Matt Crockett, Gregory Thompson holding on strong, not trying to give up any position. Looks like the outside, that's Brandon Mettler, kind of just being pushed out there all by his lonesome. I can't believe we've seen 3 wide for 5 laps straight. Matt Crockett dropping back. Oh, what is going on there? Looks like Matt rotating himself back in the field right now. Gregory Thompson right behind Dylan McDonald. And then Willie Evernham to his outside. Looks like the number 32 of Terry Conda is running that all olive green paint scheme. Oh no, that's chromed out. He's running a chrome paint scheme running out on his outside. So a little bit of strategy out for tonight since we have 65 laps to go. And we do have an adjusted fuel ratio for these cars. They are probably going to have to make 2 to 4 pit stops throughout the race, depending if any cautions come out and how hard these guys drive these Mazdas out on the track. So far, nice and clean. A couple touches here and there with these open wheels, but no big accidents, which I love to see. But we are just starting. Not even 10 laps to go. Or not even 10 laps down. Look at that front pack, though. Willie Evernham locking in right next to Dylan McDonald. Dylan taking that inside line. Behind him, Gregory Thompson. And then behind Willie, looks like Terry Condas. And to his outside, the 87. Looks like he's going to be making a move for a 3 wide. That's going to be Dan Heisey pushing the outside line with Brandon Metler right behind him. And Kevin Foster in tow. Look at these guys go. That is so awesome. Let's go ahead and jump over to Dan Heisey and jump on his car. Give you guys another up-front view of what's going on out there. So these guys are going to have the Mazda pretty much pinned the whole time, stuck in 6th gear. They're going to just be sending it the whole night. But it's really kind of like how the Darla 12s are. You're pretty much pinned down. All you're really going to be doing is managing your draft and how much of a run you have on someone. And if you can take that run and kind of use it to your advantage and step out and maybe gain a position or two, it's going to be very tight pack racing. But these things want to stick and go where you point them, which is super awesome. And there we go again. A little bit of another 3 wide situation. Looks like the number 65. I believe that's 65. Let me see if I can read. Oh, sorry. That's Tim Thompson, the number 05, running that Milwaukee paint scheme, working his way up in between Kevin Foster and Carl Handwerk. Look at that front pack, though. Willie Evernham, Dylan McDonald, and Greg Thompson running that line. Three wide up for first. That is so insane. I've never seen these guys hold 3 wide for this long in a race and kind of just come back to it like it's normal. Terry Condas slowly working his way up into that pack. Looks like Willie Evernham not able to hold the outside line. He's probably going to have to drop in behind unless Dan Heisey closes that door on him. Kevin Foster looking to get behind him. A little bit of a jam there. We'll have to see how that plays out for these drivers. Still holding on strong once again. Dylan McDonald, Gregory Thompson, Wes Fuller, Terry Condas, Carl Handwerk, Dan Heisey, and Kevin Foster up in that front pack. 7 drivers all fighting for position. Oh, Terry Condas moving up into a 3 wide situation, putting a little bit of pressure there. It looks like CJ Winslow all the way from the rear in 18th position, works his way up into the top 8. Look at that. Love to see that. That's the one thing I love about these 4 wide. Kevin Foster pushing the envelope. Terry Condas looking for some space to maybe move up the track, but Kevin's like, not today, man. I want to be a part of this party too. Well, it looks like it got a little tight for these guys, but Kevin's still stepping it out. Looking, contact. Dan Heisey clipping Terry Condas. Terry Condas driving up into Kevin Foster. Ladies and gentlemen, that is probably going to throw a first caution for tonight. Ooh. Yep. Caution's out. Let's jump over to a quick Critical at Bass Lures caution report. Man, that was a bummer. All right. Let's see what went down there. We know Dan Heisey got into it a little bit. We'll run that back for him. All right, here we go. Then it looks like Terry Conda has got into it. He's the one that dropped down a tad bit, got a little loose, and caught up into him. Let's grab that one more time. So once again, watch Terry Conda. He's the all chromed out right behind or right in front of Kevin Foster in the Pennzoil. Yeah, he just drops down a little bit, catches the wheel, sends Dan. That's a bummer. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a critical hit Bachelor's caution report. Let's get back to the live scene and see what's going out on the track. Thank you, Brandon, for the Golden Knights Las Vegas hockey team. Thank you so much. As much as I enjoy hockey, I do not keep up with it. But that is awesome to see him running that out there. And we are back live up in front after everyone hitting the pits. Some people staying out. Kevin Foster looks like he's limping out there. Brandon Mettler, Kevin Foster, Gregory Thompson, Wes Fuller, Carl Handwerk are currently out on the track. We'll have to see what happens out there. Let's get to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Welcome to our music festival,
I left my mic off. Oh well. We are going green, ladies and gentlemen. Pace cars off. Cue the music. Raise that green flag up into the air. Brandon Mettler guns it. Wes Fuller trying to keep in tow with him. Looks like also Christopher Hamilton behind them in the number 14. We'll have to see what happens on this restart. Brandon Mettler staying high. Christopher Hamilton right behind him. Wes Fuller driving the inside line with Carl Handwerk behind him. Coming down into the front or the back straight, Carl Handwerk also has Dylan McDonald behind him. CJ Winslow making a run up there. Looks like everyone is just trying to find a line that they're comfortable with right now. After having such a strong front pack, I'm kind of curious to see why it's so light right now. Everyone's stretched out. All we have is Carl Handwerk and Wes Fuller driving the inside line. And then on the outside of them, I think that's, yep, number 55, Michael Campbell. CJ Winslow trying to get into that party. But a very light front pack right now as these guys are trying to really run away with it. Oh! Joshua Billiter getting a little loose there, dropping down, almost clipping Carl Handwerk, but getting himself under control. Good job there, man. That is scary. And look at that, diving it down to the low line. Mike Campbell looking for a position to go for. He can push to the outside of Carl Handwerk, and he's going to go ahead and do it. Hopefully someone will back him up and give him a little bit of a run. Nope, he's just going to drop back in tow behind him and drive it out. He had a good run in the front straight to kind of step out and maybe push it, but it looks like he's going to go ahead and back off on that one. Joshua Billiter and Gregory Thompson on the outside, pushing for a little bit of a 3 wide there with Carl Handwerk. What's really nice about these Pro Mazdas is they're so small. You can, oh, contact! Joshua slaps up and catches Gregory Thompson, sends him for a spin. Another one bites the dust, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to throw out the caution tonight, I believe. These guys are slowing down, waiting for that caution call to come out. Don't see it just yet. There we go. Let's jump over to a quick critical at Bass Lures caution report. All right, here we go. As you can see, Joshua Billiter enters the corner, and it looks like Carl wiggled a tad bit, and he adjusted for that and just overcompensated and slapped Gregory up into the outside wall. Oh, ouch. That hurts. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a critical hit Bass Lures caution report, and let's get back to the live scene. So, with a little bit of an upset out there, looks like everyone is hitting the pits. Wes Fuller out there. Let's go ahead and we'll run through a little bit of their cars while we're waiting. So once again, Wes Fuller's paint scheme. Michael Campbell out there out on the track running the number 55. See who else is in the race right now. Looks like Dan Heisey in the number 87. Also running a 77 number on his car. You can't trick me like that, man. We also have our Oilers fan, Mr. Canada himself, the number 94. Looks like Brock Vera's. Ooh, a little damage there. Nothing, a little bit of duct tape and some shoe polish can't fix. Gregory Thompson out on the track with a fresh car rolled out of the pits. Looks like they had to trash the last Mazda that Josh sent to the wall, so had to open the trailer and roll a new one out with their fast repair. Paul Butler out there in his Luigi number 68. I love that. Playing a little bit of Mario Kart tonight. That is incorrect. We are playing iRacing. Please choose a different character. All right, so top 6 up in front. Wes Fuller, Michael Campbell, Carl Handwerk, CJ Winslow, and Dylan McDonald and Christopher Hamilton riding on that top 6 right now. That's going to go ahead and round us out up in front. Looks like we have Brandon Mettler looking for a wave around. And Willie Evernham possibly looking for a wave around too. I don't know why Tim Thompson's up there. Tim running in 9th though. I wonder if they're what's going on with that. Looks like Tim Thompson also needs a wave. All right, so Wes Fuller, Michael Campbell, Carl Handwerk, CJ Winslow. Dude, I'm super impressed. Drove up from 18th position all the way up here running in that beautiful 61 711 paint scheme. Making some good moves out there. Looks like a couple drivers are dropping into the pits, get some fuel, tires, or damage repaired. We'll have to see what happens with those guys. What an intense race so far. All right, lights are off. Heading into turn 3 and 4, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time to get ready to watch some racing. Green flag will be raised up in the air, and we'll be getting ready to go green real soon. All right, cue the music. And it's going to be on West Fuller for this restart. And we are green tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, West Fuller, CJ Winslow, and Dylan McDonald with a great restart up in front. Running down into turn 1 and 2. Nice clean line. Looks like Carl Handwerk steps out to dive in behind CJ Winslow. Backpacks are running 3 wide right now. CJ getting a little close to West Fuller. You know, it's one thing, you want to stay really tight and close to someone, but you got to be careful because these things, they're very touchy. You wiggle the wheel a little bit and it's going to flick it, and you got to be careful because if you're playing really close to someone, you got a chance to pretty much knock them around, as we saw with Josh. You know, made a small mistake of overcorrecting and ended up clipping Gregory Thompson on the outside. So a lot of that stuff will happen if these guys try to ride really tight to each other and they try to compensate for something. You know, you might just put a little too much into it. Look at that. Almost going into a 4 wide. Looks like Kevin Foster with a great run on the outside, tucked in behind Mike Campbell. Nope. He's going to go ahead and step outside of him. He's trying to get a run between him and Carl Handwerk. We're seeing that break out between both those drivers right now. Kevin with a good run. Gets in front of Carl Handwerk. Now on the outside of Dylan McDonald. Is he going to push the envelope on CJ Winslow? Yes, he is. Going for a 3 wide. Are we going to see a 4 with Michael Campbell trying to challenge the group as well? Nope, Mike is going to stay tucked in behind Kevin Foster. That leaves an opening for the Milwaukee. Who's running that? Tim Thompson, yeah. Running that Milwaukee number 05. CJ Winslow down the inside still. I love this. I love the fact that these guys can go 3 wide. The outside line looks a little dangerous because these guys are driving up high, and looks like Kevin Foster just tucked in into a double line right now, but then he steps out right on the front straight. He wants to take it out there. It's getting that run and maintaining it. You got to stay high and be careful because, you know, you're seeing that mid guy. He gets a little loose and kind of swerves up and down a little bit, just trying to keep, you know, his lane. And just not really holding out for him too well. And then once they get out of that corner, Kevin drops in behind him again, gets a run, reloads, and then shoots back out to the outside on a run and trying to overtake him again. And each lap, this pack is getting tighter and tighter. CJ Winslow playing a little bit of defense there, driving up in Kevin's line, trying to prevent that run on the outside. Willie Evernham looking to make this a 4 wide, possibly. Just slid in behind Kevin Foster, but I think he had a little bit of a nose to try and fit it between him and CJ. Honestly, I think Kevin Foster has a really good strategy right now. Kind of just tuck in behind CJ and keep practicing your runs on overtaking him. If you can get a good run on the outside and maybe just run it through, he might have a chance. Looks like CJ losing some position right now. Drop back to the outside. Losing quite a bit of position as Willie Evernham and Kevin Foster take his spot. Wes Fuller doing a great job up front, holding on strong while these guys are gunning for position. He's got some fast young drivers behind him. He's got Dylan McDonald. Dylan, who's been a consistent fast driver with the Vintage and Premier Series, and one of our younger drivers that moved up from the Developmental Series, has been a tough challenge for a lot of these guys out here. Same thing with Brandon Metler, running the number 15 on the outside in front of CJ. Both those young drivers moved up from the Developmental League, and these guys have been a constant thorn in the side for some of the veterans. They're fast kids. You know, they may not have the seasoning as some of these veterans out here in the Premier Series that, you know, maybe have 4 or 3 seasons under their belt already. But these kids are giving them a run for their money every weekend. It's so awesome to see that. All right, up front, Wes Fuller, Kevin Foster, Willie Evernham, Dylan McDonald, Carl Handwerk, Mike Campbell, Brandon Metler, and CJ Winslow. So far, so good. Everyone holding in tight. Riding along with Michael Campbell right now. Michael's sitting in 6th, but throwing down a heater of a lap right now for that last lap. As you can see, Willie Evernham looking to do what Kevin Foster was doing on CJ, stepping out and trying to drive that outside line. And ladies and gentlemen, we have crossed the halfway point. 35 laps done. We have 30 more to go. What a great run so far. That inside line is strong and staying nice and tight. That mid line though, CJ Winslow and Willie Evernham, they're trying to get that speed out there. They're not getting good runs, and I think maybe Willie's right side of his wing or his front spoiler is kind of pretty damaged, which is most likely affecting him out on the track. But it's one of those things where these guys are still so equally matched that even a little bit of damage like that does make a difference. They can still really use the draft to their advantage. And I think that's how Willie kind of worked his way up there, is just draft in position. But CJ, look at that. Not happy, falling back a couple positions, trying to regain him right now. Already challenging Carl Handwerk up in front. Now side by side with Dylan McDonald. Looks like Tim Thompson also going side by side with Willie Evernham right now. These guys playing it nice and close. Kevin Foster doing what he was doing last time, stepping out to the outside of Tim Thompson, looking for a 3 wide there, and then trying to push that up to CJ so he can challenge up in the front group. And there we go. 3 wide, Tim Thompson swapping with Kevin Foster. Kevin dropping back. It's going to be Wes Fuller, CJ Winslow, Dylan McDonald, Willie Evernham, and Carl Handwerk, and Kevin Foster rounding out our top 6 as these guys race down across the front stretch. Look at that spacing. Wow. These guys all a couple tenths of a second behind each other. Just fighting it out right now. That's one thing about these oval races with high downforce cars. You know, even though they stick so well, you have to be so careful with you know, your position, because it's like super speedway driving in a way. You're gonna just be pretty much in the draft the whole time. You're gonna be like something that you probably haven't noticed, but I was paying attention to. You know, we're following Carl Handwerk for a second, right? When he enters specific locations, like into the corner or coming out of a corner, he actually has to lift off his brake or lift off his gas a tad bit, because he's got such a good run from the draft behind Dylan McDonald. And look at that. Kevin Foster driving the outside line, getting past him. Give you a little bit of a wider view there. Once again, Kevin Foster, Wes Fuller, and then behind him, we're going to have in the number 64. Yep, Christopher Hamilton and the number 38, Dylan McDonald, duking it out right now. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then a beautiful trail of leapfrog there with Carl Handwerk, Tim Thompson, Willie Evernham, Dan Heisey, and Gregory Thompson. All right, here we go. Into turn 1 and 2. Almost a little bit of a 3 wide there from Christopher Hamilton, but it looks like he's backing off from that situation. Not too comfortable with it. These guys are going to have to ride it out. This is still within the zone of really having to drive out the race. When we get 10 laps to go, I think we're going to see a lot of these guys making some moves. With these Pro Mazdas being such a drivable car, we're seeing really good runs in the draft, which is definitely important, which means these guys can jump and leapfrog each other. And I think I just saw an accident out in the back, CJ Winslow slapping the wall, and I think that is going to throw out a caution report. If it does, we'll run that back and give you guys a first-hand account of what happened. Yep, caution is out. Let's go over to a quick critical at Bass Lewis caution report. Yeah, so like I was saying, you know, it gives these guys an opportunity to pretty much play leapfrog with each other, but they also have to be really careful because, you know, that situation like that could happen. You're trying to leap someone and then you end up getting caught up. Ooh. Ouch. Let's see if we can get that at a better angle. 1 second. Sorry. All right, here we go. Looks like it was... I'm going to run this back a tad bit. Sorry, guys. I'm having to catch the exact point of the accident, so I'm going to have to roll it back just a tad bit. Okay, here we go. Oh, look at that. Gregory Thompson trying to make a pass on CJ. Pops his tire. I would have never caught that if I wasn't trying to roll it back. Pops his tire over CJ and then sends it. Ouch. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a critical hit Bachelor's caution report. As you can see, you know, playing leapfrog, it can be dangerous. We just saw it there. Gregory Thompson making a run and ended up popping his tire over CJ Winslow and then scooping up a couple of the drivers with him. And welcome back live. Up in front right now, it's going to be Metler, Foster, McDonald, Fuller, Handwerk, and Everham for a top 6. Give these guys another opportunity to grab a fresh set of tires, splash of fuel. That should be enough to cover them for the rest of the race. We're looking at about 20 laps to go. Once they get a lap around for this one, when we go green, it'll probably be about, I'd say 18 or 19 to go. But so far, so good. I think 3 cautions in total. I was honestly expecting more. But when it comes to small cars like this and being very sensitive and touchy, usually a lot of accidents derive from these types of races just because they're kind of indicative of contact like super speedways are. You can drive as clean as you want, but just someone's going to make a mistake and, you know, and drive and just maybe overcompensate a little bit or just have a bad run off a corner and just slide into you. But so far, so good. I'm actually really happy with what's going down on the track. It's going to be curious to see who finishes the race right now because a lot of the guys that I would bet my money on, they're doing a decent job. Kevin Foster's doing a great job up there. Carl Handwerk's been holding himself in 5th and 4th for a while, but Brandon Mettler and Dylan McDonald, this might be their race to win. Those guys are doing a great job up front. Ladies and gentlemen, up in the booth, Brock Veras running the number 94 Canada paint scheme. Brock, how you doing out there, man?
Good. It's tight and it's nerve-wracking out here, but it's good.
Yeah, I can see that out there. You got into a little bit of an accident out there to start off the race. How are you doing on damage, and do you think you're going to have a good run to finish?
Yeah, I got the first 2 cautions. I got a little clipped up in. I had some repairs, but I feel my car's still fast. I still have my fast repair if I need it as well. And yeah, I think I got a really fast car here today.
Awesome. I know you're getting ready to go green, so I'll let you get to it. I just want to pull you in and see how you're doing out there because I know you got into a little bit of accidents, but great to see that your car's holding on strong, and we'll see how you finish the race, man.
Thanks, Luis.
Go get him. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to the number 94, Brock Veras, for popping in the booth, talking with us for a little bit, seeing how he's doing up there. But we are getting ready for that green flag to drop, so let's go green tonight with this beautiful restart. Up in front, Mettler taking it away. Kevin Foster running in second. I think him and McDonald are going to have a little bit of a battle. Kevin's riding that outside. That's a dangerous line to take. And trying to stay relevant with that, too. That's tough. Mettler with a great run up front. Carl Handwerk jumping in behind Kevin Foster. Those guys are probably going to be drafting buddies for a little bit. Trying to take on the Mettler and McDonald combo right now. That's been pretty dominating. Up in front, also Wes Fuller having a great run. Dan Heisey right behind him. And to the outside, that's going to be Matt Crockett in the number 10. And look at that. That front pack is back to full strength. We saw it a little light through the midsection of the race, but now that we're coming with 20 laps to go, this is it. These guys are definitely going to have to put it all on the line. Kevin Foster and Carl Handwerk going 3 wide up in front. Carl looking for that opening that he wants. Matt Crockett having to pick who to stay behind. Dan Heisey looks like he's going to go ahead and pair up with Kevin Foster. With Carl, but whoa, Carl getting his line a little close to Matt Crockett there. We're going to have to see if that's going to cause an accident or not out tonight. Look how tight these guys are driving together up in the front. That is insane. 3 wide. CJ Winslow running 3 on both the first and second grid line. CJ really making a run for it, though. Props to him. That's tough, especially by yourself. No one's backing him up out there. He's got Willie kind of tucking in behind him, but a little too late, I think. No friends on the kickball court tonight. CJ dropping back a tad bit. Ouch. Ooh, Willie Evernham getting a little closer to Dan Heisey on that entrance. Looks like he stepped out. Dan Heisey feeling his gap. That's going to go ahead and put Willie on the bench. Hopefully he can hold his line. Looks like Brock Veras tucking in behind him, but it's one of those things where you get pushed out to the outside like that and no one's tucked in behind you. You do not have any backup to really push. So you got to be careful with that. Hopefully Brock will tuck in behind him and we'll have a 3 wide for 2 rows. But it's going to be tough to see. CJ coming back with the passion. 14 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. And we are 2 wide for 2 rows. That's going to be Willie Evernham, Kevin Foster, Brandon Mettler behind them. Dylan McDonald, Carl Handwerk, and CJ Winslow. These drivers all running for the gold right now. And are we going to see a third line develop? I believe so. Brandon Mettler, Kevin Foster, Dylan McDonald, Carl Handwerk, and Willie Evernham all running strong. Matt Crockett getting back into the fight. Dan Heisey tucking in with these guys. CJ Winslow also up there. It's anyone's race right now. Every lap that ticks off, she's a little bit closer to the finish, but these guys are getting closer and closer together. Oh, we have contact. Looks like Carl Handwerk caught into the wheel of Willie Evernham. That's going to go ahead and send Matt Crockett also down into the infield. Luckily, Willie Evernham makes it out alive, drives to the infield, and comes out clean. But I don't think we'll say the same for Carl Handwerk, and a couple of the drivers looked like they got scooped up and might have broken a couple things out in their car. It looks like Carl's really fighting it to stay left. Oof. Oh, man. Yeah, it looks like Carl's out of there. He's probably going to have to limp it back into the pits. Let's get over to that critical at best Lures caution report. All right, here we go. So keep an eye on Carl as he, touches his wheel, turns him around. And oof. Couple guys scooped up in that one. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a critical hit Bass Lures caution report. Now back to the live scene. Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, Kevin Hollywood Foster sponsoring this race and also running up in front. So if anyone that is new and doesn't understand what's going on right now, the Core Premier Series, the way we work each season, it's going to be before the end of this season. What we do is we actually post a list of how many races there will be for season 5. Then what we get to do is we open it up for pretty much bidding. So it's $10 a race. And you purchase or we sponsor for $10 a race. When you sponsor a race, that gives you the choice of track and car. Usually the rule of thumb, unless agreed upon by everyone, is either a free track and a paid for car, or a paid track and a free car, or free car, free track. Most of the time, it just depends. We usually try to work out an even combo so we're not making people spend money left and right. And we try to work it out, but sometimes, we want to race a fun car, and so everyone agrees to do that. With that being said, once the season's slotted, we get to choose our names, what we want to call it, and work on that. But Kevin Foster chose tonight's race. He sponsored it. It's Hollywood Goes to Vegas 65, and look at this. Kevin Foster up in front, running in first right now. Brandon Mettler right behind him, and Winslow also top 3. This is going to be interesting. Can Kevin hold that lead from Brandon Mettler? Brandon's been running extremely fast laps Also, Winslow has been really fast. He's been able to work his way up to the front, and looks like he's still pretty clean. So that's our 1, 2, 3. In 4, 5, and 6, it's going to be Hamilton, Veres, and McDonald. McDonald also a weapon out in the field. This guy's been running the front the whole race. 10 laps to go. We're going to have to see how this turns out for these guys. It's going to be a close one. With that being said, let's get to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. And we are back. Whew. I need to get some more commercials. We're working on those. But man, this has been a great race tonight. I honestly did not expect these guys to drive 3 wide for the whole race, or pretty much the whole race. Seeing these Pro Mazdas go 3 wide around the corner, it's like watching the Skip Barbers. It's a blast. Lights are off. Everyone's packing back up. This is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. How is this restart going to work for everyone out on the track? Kevin Foster, Brandon Mettler, Hamilton, Winslow, McDonald, and Butler. Top 6 right now. Heisey, Andrews, Fuller, and Campbell, 7 through 10. Willie Evernham, Tim Thompson, Veres, and Crockett are 11 through 14th. And then bringing up the rear, Billiter, Handwerk, I think that's Greg Thompson, and Terry Condos. Ouch. All right, here we go. Pace car getting ready to drop off. Green flag up in the air. It's on Kevin Foster to go, and he is going, gone. Brandon Mettler needs to catch up to him. Same thing with the 64 of sorry, Christopher Hamilton. They need to reel him back in. Don't let Kevin Foster break away from that pack. Great restart all around. Kevin dropping to the preferred line on the inside. Brandon driving the outside line in front of Christopher Hamilton. Both Dylan McDonald and CJ. Oh, CJ cut off from the inside. He's got to push up to the outside and drive around with these guys. This is it. Down to the wire. Everyone fighting for position, and look at that front pack. Easy 10, 11 cars deep. Foster up in front, having to fend off Brandon Mettler. CJ looking for another run. Dylan also pushing the issue. Drives down on the inside of the apron. Squeezes off Kevin Foster out of that corner. It's going to get too tight for him on that exit. Brandon dropping in behind Dylan, but also looking for a position. That was a close call by McDonald there. Wow. Talk about threading the needle. Kevin Foster doing a great job. Looks like he was able to get back up in front of Dylan McDonald, but he left the door open just enough for Dylan to be like, I wonder if I can fit through here. Oh, man. Looks like Eric Andrews getting a little wobbly there, driving up 3 wide with Christopher Hamilton and Dylan McDonald. 5 laps to go. And the full field is up in that pack tonight, all hungry to snag a first place and secure a playoff win. Kevin Foster for sure needs one. But Wes Fuller, Dylan McDonald, Eric Andrews, Paul Butler, and Dan Heisey all want to keep him out of that running right now. Look at that. Steps out. That's Michael Campbell making a run for it on the outside. Willie Evernham joining in that third line on the outside. If someone has to make a move, now is the time to either test it out or just go with it. Eric Andrews makes a call to drive out to the outside of Wes Fuller, pushing the issue for a 3-wide situation. Contact between Wes Fuller and Kevin Foster. Oh, no. Looks like a little bit of a net code there. Nothing happened between them. They got lucky. That would have ended a lot of people's races. Wow. When net coding works to your favor. Oh, man. Either that was a little bit of latency there. Either way, they got lucky. That would have been bad. A neck-and-neck race. Kevin Foster, Wes Fuller, Eric Andrews. Then behind them, Dylan McDonald, Christopher Hamilton, and Paul Butler. Contact. Kevin Foster drives up, catches Wes Fuller and Eric Andrews. They are out of there. White flag comes out. Or sorry, not white flag. Yellow flag comes out, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to a green-white checkered for tonight. Wow. Let's get over to that caution report and find out what happened. Man, that was crazy. All right, here we go. Back to the live scene. We're going to go a little bit farther up. Sorry about that, folks. Looks just like a racing incident. Both of them kind of tried to pinch in their line. They're tried to tighten their lines up. And it just scooped them up. Ouch. That is not going to be good for them tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a critical hit pass to the Roos caution. Such a bummer. These guys had such a great run up front. And it looks like they just got too tight coming to that exit, trying to get as much speed as possible out of there. And I get it. I really do. But man, that sucks. It's a bummer. All right, we're back live. Kevin Foster up in front. Dylan McDonald behind him. Dan Heisey, Paul Butler, CJ Winslow, and Willie Evernham rounding off that top 6. What is going to happen for this restart, as we will be going to a green-white checkered tonight? Yeah, Wild Thing is correct. That was insane. And it definitely was a little bit of a racing incident. It was not on anyone out there. We saw, Kevin wiggled a little bit. Wes Fuller came down a tad bit. And I think, sorry, who was on their outside? That was Eric Andrews. I think Eric Andrews even moved down just a tad bit. So it could have been just a little bit of a, domino effect of everyone making a little bit of a mistake and there being no room for error at that moment of time. It's just part of racing. Stuff happens, man. You got to deal with it. Luckily, Kevin was able to make it out pretty much unscathed. Dylan McDonald still alive out there, and then behind him, Dan Heisey. We'll have to see how it plays out for everyone else. Once again, for everyone watching tonight, thank you so much. Thank you for supporting these drivers, and thank you for supporting the broadcast. Also, if you have not liked or subscribed on YouTube, please go ahead and do that. And also a little bit of a soft announcement. We are moving our broadcast over to Racecraft TV. We have recently merged with them. We're going to be pretty much tying the knot by the end of the year. So by January, all of our broadcasts will be on Racecraft TV. But Death by Moose Media will still be around, but we'll just be a production company in the background. With that being said, I really appreciate all the support that we've had from everyone out racing on the track, all their friends and family, and you guys, just pretty much everyone watching the stream and that has subscribed and helped out. It honestly, it's been a long 2 years, and it's been a lot of fun. I was talking with Carl about how far we've made it, and it was bringing tears to my eyes because I honestly, I've been with Core since pretty much the beginning, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm so glad that we could bring them to the race to the live portal, to have them on the iRacing page. I'm super proud about that. And just the field size, 18 cars, and we've been keeping almost 18 cars strong for almost every race. And you're talking different track, different car. A lot of these people are driving out of their element. You're out of element, Donnie. is definitely a big situation, and I appreciate everything going on. It's been so much fun, and I can't wait to bring you guys another season of Core when we wrap this up. So with that being said, let's get ready to watch the final laps of the race. Kevin Foster, Dylan McDonald, Paul Butler, Dan Heisey, CJ Winslow, and Willie Evernham rounding off that top 6. Let's see what these guys can do out tonight. Who is going to take it away? Will Luigi get in front of that Pennzoil? I don't know if Luigi's running Pennzoil, but we all know the saying, if you don't have Pennzoil in the car, well, I actually can't say that because we're on the portal now, but your car ain't going to go fast. Pennzoil is what makes or breaks your race. Monster Energy drink, I guess that keeps you awake a little bit, but Pennzoil is really what's important out there. At 7-Eleven, for everyone's needs, CJ Winslow might find a way up there if he's going to be giving away some of those delicious pizzas and Slurpees. So maybe you cut a deal with some of the guys on the track. I'd definitely watch out for Luigi throwing some turtle shells, maybe a banana or two outside of his car. Willie Evernham is in the prime time to get scooped up by that. But enough jokes. Let's watch some racing. Here we go. Pace car getting ready to drop off the field. Ladies and gentlemen, green flag up in the air. This is for all the big ones. Kevin Foster with a great launch. No time to waste. Run, run, run with all you can. Dylan McDonald right behind him. Dan Heisey in tow. Paul Butler looking for a finish as well. CJ Winslow. And look at that, Matt Crockett working his way up there. Oh, and we are shuffling up right now. Bob Butler makes a run to the inside, trying to take this 3 wide with these guys. He's going to push the issue, gets in front of Kevin Foster. Dylan McDonald also holding on strong on the inside line. What is going to happen between these guys? This is it. White flag should be coming out, getting ready for that checker now. Oh, here we go. White flag is out, 3 wide for that second grid. Kevin Foster still holding on strong up in front. It's going to be Paul Butler and Dylan McDonald fighting out. CJ getting into Christopher Hamilton just a tad bit there. And Kevin steps out 4 wide in that second row. What is going on? Oh, I love this. Oh, no. Contact. Willie Evernham slaps CJ just a tad bit, moves him out of the way. Paul Butler drops down, scoops up Dan Heisey. He's going to go sideways. He's out of the race. Dylan McDonald up in front. People turning sideways. CJ Winslow gets into Kevin Foster. Spins Dylan. Dylan finishes backwards. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. What just happened? Wow. Oh, my gosh. I hope everyone's okay out there. If anyone's running on VR, please take out the headset. Take a second to recap what just happened. Ladies and gentlemen, let's jump over to a quick Krugel Ambassador's Caution Report and break this down for you, because that was insane. All right, here we go. Across the finish line, ladies and gentlemen, we are following Kevin Foster right now. So, Kevin Foster makes a move. We have Dylan McDonald drops down low. CJ threads the needle, slaps into Kevin a little bit. Dylan tries to close the door, moves CJ up into Kevin. Dylan tries to get past. He gets scooped up by both Kevin and CJ. Dives up top, finishes backwards, and then slaps into Brandon Metler and sends him into the fence. What a check. Oof. Ouch. I hope their insurance covers that tonight, because that is gonna hurt. And they are still going any minute now. I'm just kidding. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to the finish. That was awesome. That was a critical hit Bachelor's caution report, but no caution, just the finish of the race. Wanted to show you guys what happened and how that unfolded between these drivers out there tonight. All right, give me 1 second as these guys are having fun. All right, we are live. Let's post these results for the race. And here we go. It's going to be Dylan McDonald, Kevin Foster, and CJ Winslow for our 1, 2, and 3. Brandon Metler swinging in a 4th. Willie Evernham in 5th. Christopher Hamilton bringing in 6th. Dan Heisey in 7th. Michael Campbell in 8th. Paul Butler taking 9th. Tim Thompson in 10th. Matt Crockett in 11th. Carl Handwerk taking in a solid 12th. Joshua Billiter in 13th. Eric Andrews in 14th. Gregory Thompson 15th. 16th going to Wes Fuller. 17th Brock Bears. And to round it all out, Terry Condas pulling in an 18th. Ladies and gentlemen, that was an amazing race. Honestly, it was a lot of fun to watch. That was so cool. Seeing these guys go 3 wide and then at the last lap pushing for a 4 wide and trying to squeeze it through. You never know. You never know with these guys what's going to happen out on the track. Super proud of a lot of these drivers out here for doing their best out there and trying to really hold on strong. It's a tough track. I don't blame anyone for what happens out there. It's definitely difficult. Let's get these guys into the booth and talk to them about the race and how they felt, how it all went. Ladies and gentlemen, the man running in the number, running in the number 61 in that beautiful 7-Eleven paint scheme, that is going to be CJ Winslow. CJ, looks like you had a Slurpee in the hand coming into that last section. What was going on, man? You tried to thread the needle.
Yeah, well, I seen Butler kind of bobble over there with Heisey, and it kind of opened that door to the bottom, so I went straight to it, and I thought I had a pretty good run because I seen Butler, or not Butler, but I think it was Brandon and Kevin kind of part ways, and I was like, all right, well, there's a hole, so I tried to fill it, and they both tried blocking at the same time.
Just pinched you out of there.
Sandwiched me, yeah. So
yeah,
but, yeah.
Dude, what a run! I'm really amazed. Honestly, that before the first caution, you drove up from 18th place all the way up to I think the top 6. That must have been crazy.
It was. I mean, there's a few guys in the back that were just kind of riding, and at first I kind of want to ride, but at the same time you kind of got to figure out what you have. So I was like, all right, well, screw it, let's go see what we got. And it was it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was easy, but the guys on the bottom kind of got into a rhythm, kind of freight train, so you could kind of make moves up top. And I just kind of moved top to middle, back to the top, just kind of ping pong back and forth. And then I was like, all right, well, that's pretty easy. And so I went to the top and let everybody back by. I think I did that a handful of times just to see how good the car was through traffic, and it was. I mean, these things are all aero dependent, so as long as you get a decent run, you can kind of, as we like to call, slingshot.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that happening. You guys were kind of setting it up out of turn 1, stepping out on that back straight, and then going into turn 3 with a 3 wide, and then kind of having to decide whether that was worth it or not. But definitely saw that happen multiple times, and you could use it to your favor if you could get that run on the person.
Oh, absolutely. And that was one of the other things too. Is like if you could time it just right, you can get it. It seemed like it was easier to pass off of two, so you really had to kind of set them up getting into one, either laying back or choosing a different lane to get that run off of two. So you had more time on the straightaway. Just because through the trial was so sketch.
Yeah, I can see that.
Obviously, as you can tell. Yeah.
Well, man, you had a great finish. It was a rough one, but really, really fun to see you drive up the line out there and kind of, come back into the front pack and kind of hold strong. Do you have anyone you want to thank tonight?
Just want to thank all these guys that come let me play. I do want to apologize to, I think it was Josh Builder and maybe Thompson. I was pitting on the green there, and I yelled out pit in, and I was maybe a little too cautious getting in the pits, and those guys stacked up behind me. So,
oh man,
take a second to apologize to those guys. I don't mean no harm. I just come here to have fun. So we'll go get them next week.
I'm pretty sure they'll understand, man. It happens. We all make mistakes out there, but good job, dude.
Thanks, buddy.
You got it. Ladies and gentlemen, our third place finisher once again, CJ Winslow. Ladies and gentlemen, the second place finisher for tonight, Kevin Foster. Dude, what a run. I want to start off with you got so lucky. I think it was 5 or 10 laps to go. You and I think it was you and CJ got into it, and then nothing came of it. It was either you and CJ or you and Wes Fuller. You guys made, you guys went into each other, said hello, traded, numbers, and then broke apart. That was scary.
Yeah, Wes got a huge run on the outside, and I don't know how we did not all wreck there, but we all came out, and we were all able to keep it straight and take it to the checkered flag. One spot short tonight, but I hope all the fans out there watching love that, because if you didn't enjoy that, you don't enjoy racing.
Dude, that was an awesome race towards the finish. I don't think anyone would disagree. That was intense. I've never seen pretty much, I think it was 10 cars all in a possible position to snag away a first. Just with who got a good run and who didn't. It was amazing.
It was something else. I tell you that was incredible. All the guys put on an incredible show tonight.
Oh yeah.
First off, I just want to say thanks for everyone watching, everyone subscribing to Death by Moose Media, and all of our sponsors that help put this on. My personal sponsors, TechNet, Mission Car Care, Sueno de Azzo. Thank you, Jay. And man, we couldn't do it without the sponsors, and we couldn't do it without the fans watching. And we're just really proud and thankful for everyone coming out tonight. And thank you, Randall, for putting this on, man, because it was a blast.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you, man. That's you put the words out there that need to be said. It was a blast out there to watch. I hope all the fans enjoyed, and once again, all of our sponsors that help put this on. It's amazing to be able to do this kind of stuff out here with the way course set up, and to have you guys out on the track. Honestly, a lot of you guys have a lot of talent, and it's great to see you guys test your skills every single weekend. It can get frustrating. I totally know it does, because you're always putting yourself on the edge. But hey, sometimes when you cross across that line, whether you're first, second, or third, the fact that you made it across is definitely a reward in itself. And second place is nothing to scoff at. That was an intense battle, and you made it out alive.
Sure, it most definitely was. And thanks for Carl for putting on the league. And like I said, it's been a while since I've been up the booth with you, and it's a pleasure being back. Hopefully, we can stick to asphalt for a few more. No more dirt, and I'll be happy.
We need to get you a couple super speedways out there.
Amen to that. Amen.
Well, man, I hope you have a good night, and once again, thank you for coming out and racing tonight, dude. You put on a great show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You got it. Ladies and gentlemen, our first place finisher tonight, Dylan McDonald, running that number 38 Monster Energy drink. Dylan, how does it feel to make it across that line backwards, just like Paul Butler did in one of those iconic moments?
Not gonna lie, I didn't know I had the race win until I looked down on my relative, and I almost fell out of my chair. I was so happy. It's the first time ever winning in the Premier Series, and I actually ended up getting a Charlie horse in my right side because I was so happy.
That's awesome to hear, man. I know you and Brandon Mettler have been pretty much a thorn in the seasoned driver's side of just racing for the front and trying to snag a win, and you finally got it, dude. That's so awesome.
Yeah, I've been waiting a long time, and I just played my cards right, kept it out of danger as much as I possibly could, and was there when it counted.
That's all you can do. You had a great run out tonight. You definitely were up in that front pack the whole time, driving strong. How'd you like these Pro Mazdas?
I actually like them. They're pretty fun, and especially at Las Vegas, it was like running at Daytona and Talladega minus the bump drafting.
Right.
And that was really fun. I mean, you've seen guys taking it 3-4 wide every lap. And they would not give an inch. And in the beginning of the race, I was in the middle, and I'm like, okay, am I going to get enough room here? And luckily, it all panned out, and we kept it clean for the majority of the first 15 laps, and that is just an adrenaline rush.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I could totally imagine. But hey, man, I know you have some friends and family, and to thank for letting you race out here and put on a good show.
Yes, sir. Thanks. Oh, that was fun. Very fun.
Well, man, congratulations on your win. I know you got to go celebrate, but dude, that was an awesome race out there and strong finish, man. I love to see that.
Thanks, man. I'm glad I could do it.
Good job. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, our first place finisher for tonight, Dylan McDonald, running that number 38 Monster Energy drink, driving strong out there and finishing strong. Ladies and gentlemen, give me 1 second. I got to go ahead and pull in Carl. He's got the finishing results for me tonight, so we'll let you know what round 2 of the playoffs is going to be. With that being said, we'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the playoffs and what round 2 is going to bring to us. Carl, who made it?
So obviously coming into this race, you have Nick Nickerson and myself clinched in with wins. Your third place guy on points is going to be Kevin Foster. Fourth on points is going to be Paul Butler. Dan Heisey comes in at fifth. Mm-hmm. And then our final qualifier in sixth by 12 points is going to be Willie Evernham.
No way. Awesome.
Top six going to round 2. Obviously, all the drivers that are in the playoff or were in the playoffs, still in the playoffs, or missed the playoffs, still have that chance at the wild card. So nobody's really out of it at all yet. But but yeah, I mean that was it's a crazy finish.
That was
I don't know
awesome.
what else to say. Wow.
And then for anyone that doesn't know, the wild card is the person that scores the most points out of this round, right? Or out of all the rounds?
Yeah, basically whoever scores the most points, that's the top 4 after round 2 make the championship round. And then the person outside of the top 4 that scores the most points over the first 6 playoff races, regardless if you made the playoffs or not, will be the wild card and be the 5th driver that actually has a chance to go for the championship.
So, yeah, definitely some open spots out there for a lot of those guys that are doing good.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the win here actually not only was the first win in the Premier Series for Dylan McDonald, but it also jumped him into the lead in the wild card, too. So
exactly.
This is a really big win for him.
I definitely agree with you. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was I was.
Dude, I had to go back and rewatch that in slow-mo. So much happened at once. I honestly thought Brandon Mettler took first because he was clean most of the way, and if you're looking at him, he drives up the outside line, and it looks like they got into it and slowed down, and he shot through, and then you rewatch it in slow-mo, and you see McDonald pulling a Paul Butler going backwards across the line.
I mean, it's if you obviously you see the finish there. That's how the entire race felt driving.
Yeah, I can imagine.
We all have experience driving on super speedways and driving Talladega and Daytona with Cup cars and everything like that. So obviously we all have experience driving pack racing, but these pro Mazdas they dance around real easy and not like they're loose. They have so much handling that they just dance around real easy. So it was just sketchy the entire time.
Yeah, no, I could imagine. Well, man, thank you again for putting on this series. I really enjoy it. And once again, thank you to Kevin Foster for sponsoring tonight's race. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it is that part of the night where we got to say goodbye. I wish I could put on more racing, but, we got to get ready for Monday. We have the Vintage Cup Series coming up on Monday. And then we also have DXR on Tuesday, Irishing Short Course on Wednesday, and then jumping all the way over to Sunday again with the Premier Series, starting off round 2, race 1. So don't forget to tune in, stay up to date, and I'll see you guys around. Once again, have a good night.